Hey guys, it's Tina here. Welcome back to another episode of Tina Tries It. In today's episode, I'll be trying out the new Slapstick foundation from Lush Cosmetics. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay updated with future videos that I post. Also, follow me on Instagram at Tina_Yong. Now recently Lush Cosmetics launched their new Slapstick foundation and I've been dying to get my hands on this because it's a very interesting foundation. So I reached out to Lush Cosmetics Australia and they were so kind enough to send me a PR package with 4 shades that I picked out. And they also sent me some of their other makeup products, so I might try some of it today. But the key hero product that I want to review is the Slapstick foundation. So what's so interesting about this foundation? Well, first of all, it looks really different. So it comes in a little cardboard box like this. And pretty much the whole product is almost like zero waste because the box can be recycled and the stick, or should I call it like a bar. So the foundation looks like this when I take it out of the box. Mine is definitely not in the best condition, and no, I didn't actually use it. I felt like because it was like sent from overseas, maybe it got damaged on the way. And a lot of it ended up smearing on the box, or maybe it melted along the way. I'm not too sure, but this box did not do a very good job of protecting this. Also, you can see on the box that it looks kind of greasy and oily, so that box has absorbed some of that oil from the foundation. And this pretty much happened to all of the Slapstick foundations that were sent to me. I have 4 shades. I got 2 that hopefully I can use all over my face as a foundation, and the other 2 colors I chose 2 darker ones that I am hoping to be able to contour with. Now there was one Slapstick foundation that wasn't sent in a box. It was just kind of like wrapped in a tissue paper like so. Maybe they just ran out of a box or just didn't have packaging for that one. But actually, because they wrapped it up in the tissue, that one was the least damaged. Now before I try out this foundation, let me just give you a quick run through about the features and key ingredients. So this is a medium coverage foundation that's buildable. It gives you a dewy finish and is composed of 14% pigment and 45% coconut oil. Now, instantly I know what you guys are thinking. Some of you will be like, what? Doesn't that clog your pores? Isn't coconut oil bad for you? I think some people will either love coconut oil or really hate it, and it just depends on what it does to your skin. Now for my skin, I don't really use any products that contain this much coconut oil in it. I think the only time I've ever really used coconut oil was probably as a makeup remover, like to remove my eye makeup and foundation and whatnot, but I haven't really used it to like hydrate or moisturize my skin. Also, like I mentioned before, it says on the website here that each solid Slapstick formula is partially dipped in peelable wax for your convenience. So as you use the foundation, oh, I just it off. So when this foundation gets close to the bottom, you can actually peel away the wax and still use it underneath. Alrighty, so that's enough explaining about the product. Let's actually try it out. So the 2 shades that I got was 12W and 8N. I'm not too sure which one will match me, but maybe we'll just do like a little swatch on the side. So maybe just like go in and do a little stripe test here. I mean, both are really close, but I think the first one I swatched, which was the warmer shade, 12W, is more my shade. So what I might do is just blend this out quickly with a brush. And then I'm just going to kind of just apply it directly onto my face, maybe just half the face, and then the other side, maybe I can try it with a brush or just my fingers to see if there's a difference. So let's just like go in and just swipe this around. I feel like I'm just swiping an egg all over my face. It's very similar to like, I guess my beauty blender, you know, maybe they were trying to go for that shape. Actually, you know what? I might use my beauty blender to blend this out. Oh, I totally forgot. I was sent a primer. I should have used the primer. I might just take this off and use the primer just to see if it actually makes a difference. I'm going to apply their primer. This is the Magical Morninga? Yes, Morninga primer. It has rosehip argan oil and Morninga. Is Morninga an actual thing, or they just added A to morning? It is a thing, right? No, yeah, it's an actual oil. Never heard of that one. So their primer smells, what does it smell like? It just dripped it on myself. No. Oh no, it looks like condensed milk everywhere. I didn't realize it would just drip everywhere because when I first opened it, it was more of like a balm and it wasn't this liquidy, but I guess it just melts in room temperature. So, whoops. I'm just gonna use what's on the lid and I'm just gonna like pop it on my face. It's giving me that like smoothed out, mattifying, velvety texture. And it also gave my clothes that same texture too. Seal it back, never to be spilt again. Okay, where was I? 12W, let's go in with the egg. So directly onto skin. Oh, it kind of glides on a lot better now that I have the primer on. Okay, so this side I'm just going to buff that foundation in. I feel like the color is really good for my skin. It really matches, kind of blends in really seamlessly. But that primer, that smell is just overwhelming. FYI guys, this is my first time trying any Lush products. I think maybe a long time ago I bought their lip scrub, but that's pretty much it. I haven't even used their bath bombs. Why? Because I don't even have a bathtub here. So I feel like the foundation has blended in really well. In terms of how it feels, I'm kind of surprised because it's not super oily considering how much oil it contains. It definitely has more of like a waxy formula to it. It does contain like a few different types of waxes. The finish of it is quite nice. I don't feel like it's super dewy though. I feel like a lot of the Korean foundations and makeup, they're so much more dewy than this. I don't know, I guess it just has a really natural finish. For my skin type, I'm more sort of like normal around my cheek areas and more combination around my nose areas. And I don't have like super large pores. So I feel like if you have fairly normal skin, I feel like this foundation could work for you. If you have like super dry, if you have like flaky areas, I feel like this type of foundation will accentuate that because, you know, when I kind of glide bits of it on, I do see it kind of gather up. Oh no, what just happened? This just fell off. So the little like 12W button here kind of just fell off. It just fell off the wax. Okay, so now I'm left with just like an empty dent here, I guess. I can just hold it like that. I don't know if you guys can see like a big difference because my skin has been in really good condition lately, so I can't complain. If you have a lot of blemishes, I wouldn't say this is enough. You definitely have to go in with concealer. I feel really weird holding just like this little egg. Have I been holding it for too long? I think like the wax part is getting a little bit soft. Ugh. My room is pretty hot, okay, so maybe I need to move fairly quickly. Okay, on this side of my face, I'm just gonna go like onto the actual foundation like this and then apply it onto my skin. Kind of does the same thing. You pretty much need to find what works for you. You can even use your fingers, I guess. Oh, there's some bumpy bits on this. It's not as smooth as I thought it would be. There's some like little granules in it. I don't know what that is. But yeah, like I was saying, you can use your fingers and just like blend it in with your fingers, I guess. But in saying that, I just don't think this product is super hygienic. You know, at least with your foundations, you kind of just pump out what you need and use your brush and just, you know, apply it all over. With this, you're kind of going everywhere over the product, so all that bacteria is going to thrive. Oh, okay, so on this side I have a little bit of, I guess, some dry areas, and it is not looking good on this side. I can just see that it's really flaky. But isn't that weird because all that oil should be moisturizing or at least good for drier skin types, but I don't think it is that great actually. Alrighty, moving on to contouring. I'm going to use shade 20N. I feel like this could be a good contouring color for me. I think for this I'm just going directly onto my skin. Just gonna map it out. Sides of my nose, my forehead. Then I'm just gonna take a brush and just blend it out. I do have to say this is super blendable, okay, because it does melt onto your skin because of the warmth of your skin, it makes it really nice to blend. However, on this side it is clinging to my dry areas. I just want to pick all those little dry flakes off. So annoying. Okay, so here is a close-up of the foundation on my skin. To be honest, I feel like it does look pretty nice. However, I feel like the longer that I have this on, the more kind of greasy I'm starting to get. I feel like I'm starting to get a lot more oily, and I don't know why, but I feel like I can start to feel it on my skin more. Like, it doesn't feel ultra lightweight, if you know what I mean. When I first put it on, I think because the primer helped maybe absorb some of that oil, but now it's actually coming out a lot more. So you can see that it's definitely a lot more dewier. My skin is doing something funny here. I'm not too sure why. That bump is kind of getting more and more red actually. If you're going to use this, I would highly recommend you powder, because this is just going to slip and slide everywhere and it's not going to last as long unless you powder. I don't know why, I felt like I was going to run out of breath. So I'm going to be using their Emotional Brilliance Translucent Face Powder. It says here, there's no need to rise and shine with this translucent jojoba oil and talc powder. Oh, I thought talc was carcinogenic. Oh, the powder is pink. That's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna grab whatever's on the lid and just like dust some of it off. Oh, I just made a mess. I have primer and powder everywhere on me. So I'm just gonna go in and press this translucent powder onto my skin. Okay, so I've powdered everything. I'm going to try out their skin tint, a little like liquid highlighter. I feel like this was quite nice when I swatched it. So I'm just gonna pop it onto the high points of my face. Might pop some underneath my brow bone too, just a little bit. So this is really nice because it has a little bit of like a gold shimmer to it. Like, it just makes the skin look healthy, glowy. Can you see that? Whew. So I'm pretty much done with all the Lush products I'm gonna try out today. This is how my skin looks. To be honest, so far I am not a huge fan of the smell of the primer and the fact that it kind of dripped all over me. But besides that, the foundation itself, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it's very messy, it kind of fell apart on me, and it kind of clings to some dry spots. But despite that, it does actually look quite nice. I'm gonna give it that. It does look quite nice on my skin, but in terms of how it feels, and I'm not too sure it's because of this lingering primer smell, like it smells really strong. Like, you know when you walk into a Lush store, it smells like, it's just overwhelming. That's how I feel like it smells on my face at the moment. And, oh, I just noticed like, this spot's getting a little bit more red. It is getting a little bit itchy. This is the first. Usually I try a lot of products and they don't really cause a reaction for my skin. My skin's pretty tough. It's like a little bit itchy and I just want to like scratch it. I think I'm just gonna like take the foundation off that area just to be safe, because I know with my skin, if I leave it on, it's just gonna get worse. I mean, I really want to give this a wear test as well, but this is odd. It is getting pretty itchy. This is not cool. This has never happened in a Tina Tries It. Like, I never get reactions. You know what? I think I'm just going to take the foundation off. I'm not going to do a wear test. I'm really sorry, but at least you guys got to see the application and how it was on my skin. So I'm just going to kind of quickly take this off before it gets worse. Okay, I've just taken everything off. That spot is just still there, and it is, I just want to scratch it, but I'm going to resist scratching it. I'm just going to like let it cool, maybe fan it a little bit. So, oh, now this side's getting itchy. This is not cool. Calm your farm. This is so bizarre because it's never happened before, and you guys have seen me try some really weird and wacky stuff. I feel like it's just kind of irritating my skin. My skin's having like a minor reaction to it. Nothing too crazy. I'm not like breaking out in hives or anything, so not that dramatic, but I just don't feel like my skin feels good with this product on. So in saying that, I don't even know if it's fair that I rate it, because clearly it's not compatible with my skin. But I am going to tell you some of the pros and cons that I did notice in terms of like the product design and the packaging. First of all, you saw how it came. I feel like the box itself maybe could be improved, or they can just wrap it in like the tissue. The one that came wrapped in the tissue was the least damaged, so I feel like maybe they just stick with that, like how they wrap all their bath bombs and soaps. But these boxes really aren't great. Also, the wax seal isn't that secure, so your little label, your little number thing might come off as well. But I mean, it kind of worked out better because you can kind of slip your finger in there and it feels a little bit more comfortable to apply. Otherwise, it is a little bit awkward because you can only touch that bit, and to be honest, a couple of times I did scratch into the foundation because there's no packaging around it. So it is a messy product to use. The pros of this is that there are 40 shades, which is amazing. Lush is trying to do a good thing for the environment. You know, brands out there are doing like crazy PR packages and like extravagant packaging, whilst they're going a little bit more minimalistic and more environmentally conscious, which is a good thing. I do feel like the idea behind this is really good. However, the execution of this, or like the design and the whole kind of like product development, wasn't as good. But I would love for Lush to keep trying to reinvent the beauty space and coming up with more innovative products. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's Tina Tries It. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also follow me on Instagram at Tina_Yong, and I will speak to you guys next time. Bye.